Thank you for joining DLP Cinema at this portion of the evening. We're delighted to be here. This is our second year here, but obviously we've been in the Australian region for quite some time with our technology. You heard a lot of interesting information this afternoon on the panel, and I kind of want to dig a little bit deeper into some of the subjects that were talked about, and I also I kind of want to let you know what we're doing, because we get asked all the time. Probably the number one question that we get asked is, hey, what are you working on now, and what is it going to cost me? Well, so I kind of want to just take you through a little bit of that. As soon as I can get this to switch. There we go. This afternoon you heard an interesting phrase called the tipping point. Well, this is a chart that shows the number of installations in the world, and as you can see, as we get to the end of this quarter, we will be at 60,000 screens in the world. Well, that's about halfway. In fact, it's a little more than halfway. Most people, most research companies are somewhere between 109 and 120,000 screens in the world. So, not to scare you that this chart will continue to grow, but it shouldn't scare you. In fact, it should be exciting for you. And we've got some exciting things, because just because the tipping point is pretty close and film will go away, that doesn't mean we'll go away. We're going to be here. We've been here for 15 years. We're going to be here for as long as film projectors have. But the reason that we're going to be in this market, there's two things that we look at. One, when we look at technology, it has to increase box office. And I'm not going to read through everything on this slide. I just want to point out one thing, and that's at the bottom, called business applications. It's something that we're working on that has a lot of revenue potential. And this is where you can have apps with your cell phone and interact with the screen. Now, most applications for this would be with the pre-show, not with the movie, although it could be with the movie. You could hold up your cell phone and get information from a product on the screen. But we feel, and we've looked at this from various angles, that it could be a lot of potential for the pre-show. But as you can see, digital cinema is definitely increasing revenue. The other thing, when we look at technology, what it must do is decrease cost. We're not going to, develop technology if it doesn't do one of those two things. If it doesn't increase your revenue, or if it doesn't decrease your cost. And you start with choosing the right technology, from brightness, picture quality, and all the other aspects. But we also warn people to beware of operating cost. Look at the long-term reliability. Lamp cost is very important these days. And the content delivery, whether it's fiber or satellite or hard drive. And then one of the things that you have to really consider is the low initial capital cost, the right system for the right environment, the right system for the right screen, whether it's 2K or 4K, interoperability with multiple vendors. Although we plan to be around, TI is 75 years old, we plan to be around for 75 years or more. Some companies will come, some companies will go. And then of course, boothless cinema, because of digital cinema, you can now eliminate the booth. But this is probably the number one topic on a lot of people's minds outside of, when should I convert? And that's the 48 to 60 frames a second. It allows you to do faster alternative content, smoother and improved and brighter 3D. And if you were not at CinemaCon, this is James Cameron's priority list. It improves the light levels, reduce motion artifacts, reduce strobing problems in 3D. And he's asked us to solve this issue instead of working on 4K. And of course, the timing for 48 frames a second, it'll be December of 2012 with The Hobbit. And I want to announce that we have released our software to our manufacturers, Barco, Christie, and NEC. So all the Series 2 projectors in the world are now capable of doing these high frame rates on the 2K systems. But I want to show you what we're up to in 2011. We'll do nearly 30,000 deployments. 2K will remain the industry standard. 4K We were right on target. It will be a premium product for the largest screens in the world. Booth-less cinema is now introduced worldwide, and you have our strong commitment that we will continue to innovate, to increase your revenue, to reduce your startup and operating costs, and we plan to be here, like I said, for many years. But I want to take a look at 2012 and beyond, what's possible in a digital world. The number one thing that I hear a lot is, well, it's going to cost me this, it's going to cost me that. Well, first of all, you need to think digital. We're no longer going to be in a film world. You don't need to build theaters the same. You don't need to do your operations the same. Talked about it a little bit earlier today. You need to embrace the change. Higher frame rates are coming. They will be here next year. Brighter 3D is something we're working on. It will also be here, and we're working very closely with the studios to establish the new standard at 6 twin lamperts, and at some point that will probably go as high as 10. Laser light illumination, yes, it is coming. Probably first to large screen formats such as IMAX or in museums. Outdoor amphitheaters, yes, they are coming. With digital cinema, you can light up a screen outdoors up to 45 meters, including drive-ins, gaming, stadiums and leagues, cinema halls at the opposite ends of shopping malls. This is a little controversial, but yes, it is being worked on. It will happen, 3D without glasses. I'm sure everyone in the presentation today would love not to see one more time, please put on your 3D glasses. So I can't give you the timing on that, but it is coming. You will hear more about it over the next several years. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we're working on apps for inactivity. Gesture is something interesting. Instead of using this remote control, I can move my hand to do the slides, again, for business applications. And then, of course, digital, we're working with a lot of filmmakers to do direct distribution to digital cinemas. And then this is also something that we're looking at for the future. No projector in the booth. The only thing you would see would be the lens at the back of the auditorium. It would be fiber optic network. And the projectors would all be in a separate room. So, it eliminates, definitely eliminates the booth, but something that is not too far away. And again, we think digital every day, we think innovations every day, and in the future, we hope you do the same. So with that, enjoy your evening, enjoy the dinner, thank you, and we'll see you next year.